Oh there, hey, hey. Come on in, y'all. Come on into the virtual room and be sure to tag a friend, a biz bestie, an associate, an acquaintance, your entrepreneur entourage, somebody, anybody, everybody who needs to be up in this virtual room right here, okay? Happy, 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 joyful day. It is another beautiful and brand new and blessed day. It is Thankful Thursday. That is our theme of the week, okay? And we are in countdown mode, y'all. You got 3 more days with me today, tomorrow, Friday, and then Monday as we wrap things up for this live stream show. And then on to the next, okay? So I'll be sharing that with you. But today, we're going to stick with the theme, okay? So, happy day. Welcome or welcome in or welcome back, I should say. If you're new here or if you've been true to me, thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for showing up, not for just me, but for yourself, okay? As we continue to make a big impact in our community here. So have you ever looked back at your journey and thanked your past self for taking that first brave step? Well, if you haven't, or if you have, that's what we're talking about today. We are going to be talking about celebrating the milestones, celebrating the achievements we've made so far, celebrating all of our accomplishments up until this day, up until this very moment, right? And just taking a look back at our past. See, oftentimes we look back at our past and all we're looking back at is the negative aspects, right? A lot of times we're kind of stuck in that rut of the negativity, right, of our past. And I want to focus on positivity because that's what we are exuding here is positive energy. And the reality is we need to be grateful for what we have and thanking everything and everybody around us who was a part of our journey. Of course, giving glory to God too, okay? I would be remiss if I didn't say that because that is my personal belief. And so I just want to make sure that we are, celebrating these growth stages and the humble beginnings that we've each had in taking the brave first step, because it does take courage to do the thing, right? So, and then what I want you to share as we as you're getting value from this video and also just this message, be sure to tag a friend, share this broadcast out, and do make sure somebody else hears this message today. At the top of the hour, as people are coming in, I don't see many of you here just yet. So let me go ahead and make this quick announcement, and I'll make it once more at the end, okay, before we actually get into the heart and soul of this conversation today. I do want to once again quickly mention that I will be one of the speakers, one of the many phenomenal speakers at the Job Liberation Virtual Summit, second annual. This is the second time they've done it. Last year it sold out at 300 attendees, and this year we're expecting 1,000. This is specifically a Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women. And so if you are a Black woman or if you know someone who is and they are struggling right now, or they want to get out of their 9-to-5, they want to get out of the rat race, right? That traditional corporate career path and move on to something bigger and greater and really live full out what their dreams are. Be sure to tag that friend in this video and make sure you also send them the link to the virtual summit that I will have. It's already in the pinned, it will be in the pinned comments, but it's already in the description box. So do make sure that you let people know about this virtual summit, as it is going to be lit, okay? And you need to be in the virtual room. By the way, you can be anywhere in the world and attend this event. You will not need to show up, obviously, in person. So that's the beauty of it. And if you get the all access pass, and in fact, if you go ahead and get your ticket now while it's in pre-sale mode, which started on the 21st, which was Monday, and will be on pre-sale until April 15th. It sells out fast, I'm telling y'all, okay? Make sure you get your seats, reserve your spot today as soon as possible, and invite someone to come in the room with you so that you can get all of this great information so that we can help you, put you on the path to freedom, and you can live your best life, okay? Your first class life, all right? Life on your terms. How does that sound? Okay, so thank you so very much for tuning in. And make sure again that you do tag a friend to get in the room. We're going to be talking today again about celebrating small beginnings. So I want to start the conversation here by discussing your humble start, as well as mine. Okay, so as you're getting value, put a purple heart in the comment, and also let me know what's resonating with you as we're having this conversation. And always feel free to share your story as well in the comments. Let's continue the conversation there, okay? Because this certainly isn't just me talking to you. This isn't a dialogue, not a monologue, okay? So we're having a back and forth discussion. So I want to make sure that we're engaging with each other and that you're getting what you came for, okay? So I know sometimes it seems to be really insignificant when we had our humble beginnings, right? Like when we started off small. And maybe right now you are starting off small. Maybe you are in a place of your humble beginnings. But I want you to truly appreciate that. I want you to think about where it was you were not that long ago and how far you've already come. See, we sometimes dismiss the small things because we are looking forward to the bigger, better things. And while we are on our way to that bigger, brighter, better, bolder future, and it will be beautiful there, what about the right now, in the right now moment, right? Right here and now. What about the present, right? Which is why we call it a gift, because we are in the now. And we cannot bypass this time. So we might as well sit here for a moment and reminisce on what we've done so far, that brave first step we took in order to get to the place we are now, and the steps we are taking now in order to get to our near and far future. We are legacy leaders, and we are building a beautiful business, right? An empire and a legacy and generational wealth for our families. We are breaking curses and the generational cycle of struggle and all of those things. And that's beautiful. But along this long journey, and oftentimes because of life being, what it is, as we go through the ebbs and flows of life, it can be a painful journey, right? It's not just smooth sailing. So we always want to take we want to always, first of all, don't dismiss what you've done. Don't dismiss what you're currently doing, right? And just take into consideration what it has taken of you, from you, required from you. The bigger the burdens, I say, the bigger the blessings, right? To whom much is given, much is required. And so that means that you are going to be tested through some things in life, okay? So don't dismiss what you've gone through to get to where you are, and what you're going through to get to where you're going. Okay, so I want to just kick this conversation off by saying that, to sort of set the tone for the energy we're bringing here in the room. And I do want to say that what you've done so far is significant. It sets the foundation for your future of success. Okay. So I want to just share a real personal anecdote here, because I really believe in sharing stories, because you can often, just as I can see myself in others, you can see yourself in me. You can see your story and your journey in mine as we continue to walk in this journey together, right? And so just to kind of, paint a little bit of a picture here, when I started my first business, no, I won't even go back that far. This very business that I have right now, my coaching and consulting business. So I have an online coaching and consulting business. Obviously, I'm a holistic business coach, or perhaps if you're new here, it's not obvious to you, but I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I started this online brand and business back in 2016. And, most of our dreams, our businesses are built out of or created from the pain that we experienced, or a really bad experience that we had, right? Or a painful moment in our lives, or what have you, or a desire or an urge that we had, and we had to get our gifts out to the world, right? We had to do something greater than what we were doing before. And so that is my story, right? So my business was built out of really a painful moment in life, right? I had worked in the corporate arena for 30 long years, 25 years in the healthcare industry, and as an RN, doing a lot of things, worked for a lot of different corporations in the tenure of my career. Very successful, lots of accolades, 3 degrees, right? Lots of numerous certifications, the whole alphabet soup of credentials behind my name. And when I decided to, and I never had, by the way, any problem at all getting a job in the length of my career, ever. It's always been very easy for me until it wasn't. And that time came back in 2015 when I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast, me and my then wife, and we moved back there just to kind of, get a fresh start and to take a break from just all the things that we dealt with in life, right? And we were just going to be there temporarily. So it was a temporary location. And then we were going to come back to build our dream home in the West Coast, in California, which is currently where I'm located, SoCal. And so that temporary location turned out to be a lot longer than we anticipated. And during the beginning of those years, it turned out that I was just breezing through the money that we had saved and we had planned on living off of for a while. We had plenty of money saved. We had planned for this trip, well in advance. And we thought it was going to be just very easy for us to go just get another job. We had no intentions of starting a business. And then the reason why this business was born is because we had a very difficult time getting into the workforce for whatever reason, right? But I always say man's rejection is God's protection and sometimes is redirection. And that's what ended up happening. Long story short, we got so many rejections, job after job after job after job after job. And we just kept getting all of these rejections. And this had never happened to us before, where we were actually going to interviews or putting in our applications. And a lot of things at this time were done online, right? You couldn't necessarily do as much by going to the actual place of business or the corporation and hand in your resume and talk to somebody that day. And then they hire you pretty quickly based on your impressive resume and how you present yourself. That used to be how it was. Well, that did not work out well for us. Okay. And this went on for months. And so during that time, we were depleting the money we had saved. And so speeding up the story, what ended up happening is we were needing some inspiration. And so we ended up watching Les Brown. And that's the first time back in 2015, 2016-ish, when I started looking. I think it was by then, it was 2015 still. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of Les Brown. Hey there. Thank you so much for joining and thanks for showing some love. I appreciate it. So this was the first time I'd heard of Les Brown, believe it or not. And we just binged watched so much of his motivational speaking because we always needed that inspiration. We needed some motivation because, again, we had never experienced anything like this before. And so we then discovered Lisa Nichols because, once you watch something on YouTube, they're going to recommend the next video that's similar to the one you just watched. So Lisa Nichols then came up in our feed. And we were like so blown away by these two speakers alone. And we were like, that is the answer. We've got to get out of this rat race, stop deferring our dreams, and stop building somebody else's empire and build our own. And I was like, that's it, damn it. We are too good for this. We shouldn't have to put a hand out and beg anybody for anything. Therefore, we're going to build our own business. We're going to create our own opportunities. If they don't want us to have a seat at the table, we're going to create our own, have our own table and pull up our chairs to that table. We're going to be the boss of us. We're going to be the head of our business. We are going to be the CEOs of our brands and our lives and all the things. Like, we don't need to beg anybody for anything. Okay. And that's really the attitude that I had. Like, they're missing out on a very valuable asset. So I'm going to make sure we do everything possible. And at the time, because we were in a partnership, and that's how our business was born. And we literally went around recruiting so many women to build their businesses, to use business ownership as a vehicle, okay, to change their economic status, to change the trajectory of not only their lives, but that of their bloodline. If we didn't take that first step, that brave and courageous first step is all it takes, okay? Just one step, one day, one decision, one action item, one choice, something closer to the thing that you want to get to, right? So just make up your mind. And that's really where it begins. And that was really and truly, a long story short, our humble beginnings as to how Shared Visions by Katwa was born. And we haven't looked back. Now, had it not been for that day that I made the decision, and not only to start, but to continue, guess what? I would not be here today on this live stream, I would not have a business helping many women around the globe. I would not have written a best-selling book necessarily that I was able to take on a speaking tour and sell out. I would not have touched the hearts and the lives of the many women that I have touched over the years. You would not be hearing the sound of my voice today. Do you understand what I'm saying? It takes that one decision that all you have to do is make the decision and get into radical action in your life. Before you know it, you'll look up and one day you'll look back and you'll change. You understand? So that's what I mean. And you've got to recognize that. So when I look back, I don't look back and say, oh my God, I can't believe it took us all that time. You know, we were depleting through our money and we were having such a hard time and it was so difficult and I hate those days. And I don't just reminisce on that. I say, you know what? I'm so thankful that happened to us because look at where we are today. Look at where my business is today. Look at where I am today. Thank you so much for the love. Hey there, Trap My Ride. Thank you for the compliments. Appreciate you. All the love back to you all as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those of you tuning in and those of you who will be catching this on the replay. So I spent a little time there, but I needed to that was just sitting on my heart. I had to get that out. It hit my spirit. And if you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know how I roll. I'm all about exuding that positive energy. I need you to get in that same frame of mind as to what your life you may not feel like your life is significant now. You may not feel like you are where you should be right now, but you are getting there step by step. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. As long as God has woken you up and you have breath in you, there's nothing you should be waiting for. Okay? Live in the present moment, the here and now. And if you're going to reminisce on the past, think about how far you've come. I don't care what you've been through. You're here today. You survived that. You made it to the other side. If you've made it this far, you can make it to the other side. Let's continue on this journey so that we can get to our transformation and wherever our final destination is before we check out of here. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say. Second, I want you to think about just, your growth through your gratitude journey, right? So it has psychological benefits. It really and truly does. Right now, every single day I wake up, I promise you, I feel so damn good. Okay? I do this work because I love it, because I'm passionate about it, because it is my purpose-driven work. It is my mission. I am clear on that. I have so much clarity. And because of that, it sits well with my heart. No days off, still grinding. Listen, do what you got to do, what you got to do, what you got to do in the beginning. Because that no days off, no grind, keep grinding attitude, Trap My Ride, is going to pay off. It will. And one of these days, you're going to get a break. And make sure you are, by the way, taking your breaks. Don't wait for anybody to give you permission to do that. Make sure you build that time in for yourself to prioritize your health, your healing, and your happiness. Never just push through the pain of that. Always take a moment to just smell the roses, give thanks for how far you've come, and keep on pushing, keep on hustling if that's your choice, keep on grinding, keep doing what you got to do, because there are seasons for that, and you might be in the season of that. But do know that when you do the hard work now, you'll be able to live a soft life later. Okay? Sooner rather than later, hopefully, if you're doing it right. Now, I always say if you're going to make a choice between hard work or smart work, always choose smart. There's nothing wrong with working hard, but gone are the days where we have to wear hard on our shoulders like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Gone are those days. We don't have to hustle it and grind it out because there's an easier way. And it is called being strategic and strategic planning and structuring your day and prioritizing you and your self-care and having more self-love, self-worth, knowing that you're worth it. You don't have to put everything and everyone before yourself. You need to come first, not always putting yourself on the back burner. Okay? So don't let life burn you out. It is really entirely your choice. And I had to learn that, unfortunately, the hard way. And I really am pushing this agenda because I don't want other people to learn the hard way. It wasn't fun to go through, and it is an easy way to dig a grave, an early grave, okay? And you don't want to dig deep dirt, you know what I'm saying, and be 6 feet under sooner than you need to. So we have already gotten too many untimely deaths, too many untimely passings, too many, okay? And I don't want that for you, especially when it's avoidable. And it is absolutely avoidable. You do not have to sacrifice your soul and sanity or compromise your health and happiness. You do not. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what the hell they're saying out here in these internet streets. I'm living proof. I've done it the hard way. I've done it the softer, easy way. I've done both. Okay. I've hustled hard and I've embraced ease. And at this big old age in my 50s, honey, I want to live long. I'm doing everything I can to preserve my life. And sometimes that requires you to modify your lifestyle. So I know that's not really necessarily where I am, in the conversation here, but I said this is a dialogue, and I want to acknowledge your feelings and validate what you're going through right now. But I also want to tell you the truth. And that's what I'm here for, to give you the dose of the truth. No, I am not 50. I am headed to 55, believe it or not. Yes, it's supposed to be senior territory, but I am not nobody's senior, okay? I am not claiming that. So who you talking to? I'm talking to y'all and whoever else is listening. All right, so the harder you are, the easier the grind. Yeah, I guess, I've been grinding my whole life. It's just routine now. I feel you. And sometimes we got to change up the routine if it no longer serves us. That's all I'm saying, right? That, by the way, just so you know, now I'm going to put on my nursing hat and I'm going to put on my psychology hat because that's my background. Just so you're aware, okay? And you can do your research on this. There's lots of statistics, lots of stats on this. And that is when you operate that way, and I'll just make this quick so I can get back on topic. That's a trauma response. So you might want to take a look at your past and dig a little deeper as to why you keep on grinding and why that's your routine, why you are in hustle mode. Because if you need to heal through some things, you can't heal through hustle mode. I can promise you that, or hard work. So I'm not going, listen, I'm here to bring you the sunshine, but the supplement of that is always the truth, right? Always the truth. So positivity, yes, but with the dose of heavy truth. Sometimes for people that can be a hard pill to swallow. But you might want to take a closer, deeper look at that. That's all. That's all I got to say there. All right. So lots of trauma in the past. It's like food for my soul. Yep. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm saying, so we are talking about the psychological benefits. Make sure that, you're not only, so I keep a gratitude journal, but I also focus on my milestones. So, it's kind of like, I always compare something to either something in healthcare because I've been doing healthcare for so long, or either like taking a trip, because the trip, you can think about that, in perspective, right? Putting yourself in the position of being on a journey. So we are on the journey of life. We are on the entrepreneurial journey, right? We are on a journey of evolving into better people, right? For the greater good of humanity. So as I think about an analogy, I'm thinking about like being in the driver's seat and on the journey on a road trip. And on that trip, we know it's going to take us a while to get there, right? Especially if we're going from one end of the country clear across the other end. So maybe from West Coast to East Coast. And by the way, I've done that drive a few times, okay? It's about a 3-day drive for me and the person who always drives with me back in the day when we did that. For some people, it might take them a full week, but we kind of have it mastered by now. But let me just tell you, on that journey, we hit a lot of milestones before we got to the destination, right? We had to make a few stops. We were detoured, right? It wasn't a smooth ride. We had obstacles we were faced with. We hit traffic. We did this. It was a lot going on the journey. But what I can tell you for sure is that is going to also be true for you on your journey. We are going to have challenges. We are going to have unexpected turn of events. We are going to have to take a left or a right, or we're going to have to figure out where the detour is leading us. We might run into a dead end, right? We might have some obstacles that get in our way. All of these things are delaying us and slowing us down from hitting the milestones. But when we do, whoo, it feels so good that we finally made it. And so as you know how you count the mile markers on the journey, on your trip? I want you to think about mile markers in the same sense of you being on this life journey, on this business journey, right? On the journey of evolving as a human being. And so celebrate those milestones as you get there. Those are no small feats. It took you a lot to get there. It took you to grind, to hustle hard, to do some things you may not be proud of. Hell, I could tell you for sure, I have done some things in my past I'm not proud of. Okay, but I can admit that. I could admit it then, but I could really admit it now, right? And so, no, I wouldn't do it again. Now I'm about doing all things, and by any means necessary to get to the dream, but I don't want to hustle hard anymore. I've been there, done that. I am just in a different phase, stage, and age of my life. Like, I don't want that for my life. I'm not proud of some of the things I had to do when I was in my broke days, right? So I'm not there anymore. So I don't have to do those things, but I did them when I was in the midst of the storm. I had to do what I had to do. So yes, we ride till the wheels fall off. Bros in the case for sure. Not quite sure what that comment exactly means, but it must have been something I said earlier. Yep, same here. And little probably have to do some dirt again eventually. Sometimes you just don't have much choice. Lesser of two evils. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I've been there. Look, no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. No judgment here. I have been there, done that. Okay, I don't look the type, but I have done some things that I'm not proud of. It just is what it is. You got to do what you got to do until you can not have to do that no more. But for now, I'm at a place where I can do things by any legal and ethical means necessary. Okay, that was not necessarily always the case back when. Okay, I'm just going to tell the truth and shame the devil, honey. Okay, I rebuke that spirit today for myself, but I don't judge anybody who's there right now. So I was where was I at? Oh, so I talked about the milestones, and that's just really talking about personal growth. Okay. I like being good to people if I can, as you should, for sure. And yeah, a lot better options now. Absolutely. And when you can choose the better options, go with that. Because I'm going to tell you something. You reap what you sow, right? And karma is a real thing. Like, I really and truly believe in the law of attraction. It's going to come back to you. So if you ain't good to people, if you are good to people, that's going to come back to you tenfold. If you ain't so good to people, that's going to come back to you tenfold, So just make sure you're being good to people who's good to you. And even if they ain't, that's okay. That's their bed they got to lie in. Let them deal with that, because that's their karma. Because what you do to others is already done to you. You may not even understand it when it happens. You may not even be thinking about the people you did dirty, but that's going to come back for you, whether you like it or not. And usually at a very inconvenient time when you're not ready for it. You're ill prepared, in fact. And you have to go back and think like, what did I do to deserve this? And then it might hit you. Yep, I sure did. And I regret it. Well, that's why if you make a new decision today and new choices today and go with those options that are better options, now you can't change what you already did in the past, but you can change the dynamics of your future, right? So, yeah, karma is a bitch for sure, or a B. I'll go with that. We're going to keep it rated PG. Let's bleep that out. So make sure she's beautiful. I love that. Yes, 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 and yes. High five, the virtual high five, trap my ride. I love that. Okay. The third thing I wanted to say is really learning from the journey, right? So as we look back, let's think about what lessons did we learn. There's always value in the journey. There's value in the valley. Like, we think we got to wait till we get to the mountaintop to look back down and realize that we were in the valley, that, what the value was. No, you can understand what the value in the valley is right now as you're in it, and realize you never want to go back. This is especially a good place if you're at rock bottom. So make sure you understand the value in the valley on the journey, So when you do rise to the occasion and you do keep climbing until you hit that peak of a mountain, then you can look back and say, I recognized it then. Here's what I did to change it. These are the things I did differently to get to the top. And now that I'm here, I can appreciate my humble beginnings even more. You know, those were serious sacrifices that I made. Those were really bad decisions and poor choices that I made. But I'm here now because I made better decisions and better choices, right? So always appreciate the value in the journey, like seriously, because if you don't, I mean, you know, it's easy to forget where you came from. And that's unfortunately a problem with so many people. They get to a place of making it, right? Making it. They've reached that level of success and gratification. And then all of a sudden it's as if they're a changed person. No, don't let the journey change you. Meaning become a better person and more evolved and learn from your mistakes. But don't forget where you came from, meaning your humble beginnings. Because all of that material stuff and where you are right now, that can be snatched from you in a hot minute. Okay, like that. So don't forget that, yes, you made it, but it can all be taken away from you. Okay. And how you going to feel if you had to go back? So don't forget what that felt like. Don't put other people down for where they are. Don't judge others for where they are. Not everybody's ready at the same time. Everybody's got to move at their own pace. I'm here to encourage you, to empower you, to motivate you to take inspired action each and every day. But there is no way that I can make you do what you're not ready to do. But one of these days, maybe you'll hear my voice. Maybe my message will have helped you. Maybe you can come back and re-watch some of these videos and get re-inspired, re-motivated, right? Re-empowered, right? Reflect on these messages. Reflect on what I'm telling you. Like take my messages and make them mean something to you. Because they do, they should. They absolutely should. This has nothing to do with me showing up just for the hell of it. I'm showing up because I care about you. Because I can be doing a million other things, but I'm showing up for you. And I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my past self. I'm talking to my present self. And I'm talking to my future self. So I'm not telling you or advising for you or suggesting for you to do anything I've never done, not doing, or not willing to do. You feel what I'm saying? So, all right. We'll see you later. Let's see if you're leaving me now. See you later and come back and watch the replay if you can, if you have time. Show up wearing red. It looks so good on you. Aw, thank you. Oh, I saw your comment the other day, but purple is still my favorite color. Okay. Purple is still my favorite color, my number one favorite color. But I must say, I do like red too. Now, what is your favorite color, Trap My Ride? Is red your favorite color? So, okay. So the last thing I really wanted to say is that, oh, that was our high five. Yes, I see it there. Cool, cool, cool. I love it. Okay, cool. So, where was I? All right. So just being grateful for the learning curve, right? And just really redefining your business and your approach to life and how you're growing and evolving. Let me know if you are getting value from this. And if you've been getting value from my live stream series, okay? I know those of you who show up all the time, I thank you for your support. And I know you're getting value because you tell me all the time. And you're always in my comments and in the chat. And I appreciate you being here. Like I always say, you're not just showing up for me. You're showing up also for yourself. And pat yourself on the back and give yourself a hug, right? Because I'm doing this for you. This benefits you as much as it benefits me. And so I really appreciate my ride or dies, okay? And Trap My Ride, you are definitely one of them. And I have a few of you who pop in and out when you can. But I know it's convenient for a lot of you to watch this on the replay, and I appreciate you too. So as you're getting value and as you're watching this in real time on the replay, make sure you're commenting and letting me know. And again, I just want to quickly mention that there is a virtual summit coming up. I've been sharing this all week, okay? We went live with the tickets being on sale on Monday, the 24th. So this past Monday, it is a job liberation virtual summit for Black women. I need to emphasize that because this is specifically a virtual event that is for Black women. Okay. Make sure that if you're not a Black woman yourself, perhaps you know someone who is, just make sure you let them know, tag them in this video, have them watch this video, let them know. I'm going to have the link in the pinned comments, send them the link so they can check it out, right? It's a whole lineup, y'all. Phenomenal speakers, myself included. Yours truly will be there. And I want you in the virtual room. We are expecting about 1,000 attendees. The event sold out really fast last year. So I want you to make sure you get the tickets right now while they're on sale. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait for it to be too late. Don't say I'm going to do it later. Later is now. Okay. Now is too late. Like, we need to get in the virtual room, especially if you are someone who wants to leave your 9 to 5. Maybe you're in a toxic job situation or a hostile work environment, right? I've had many of those in the tenure of my career when I was in the workforce. And if I had access to resources like this and this kind of summit, I would have definitely been in the room. You are going to learn so much for your transformation that when you walk away from this 3-day event, you will have, if you get the all access pass, you will have access to the replay. There will be extra bonuses and perks, and there will be a comment or a post in my community tab. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to keep putting it out there, okay, for you to be a part of this event. It's going to be lit. I'm telling you, it's a major for you. Okay. So if you want to truly level up and live your first class life and your best life, do show up for yourself. Okay. And invite a friend or your biz bestie or your whole entrepreneur entourage, just anybody who can benefit from this event. You're going to love it. I promise you, we are not coming to disappoint. And if you've been loving these live stream shows, if you've been loving the content that I've been putting out, I drop 3 videos, new videos every single week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, same time, same place. If you've been loving that and feeling that here, listen, you're going to get so much more. Just imagine 15 plus speakers, phenomenal women of color, all in the same room, 1,000 plus women in the virtual building. You can't tell me you're not going to walk away a better person, right? So be sure to show up for yourself for sure. And I'll make sure you have the link and the information for that. But aside from that, we're going to be coming to an end here, as I shared with you a few days as well, including today at the top of this live stream. I will not be doing any more. I mean, I'll be doing more live stream shows eventually. I'm considering actually doing another show that I used to do on a weekly basis, but I'm not sure when. But be sure you stay tuned for obviously today, tomorrow, my last stream show or stream episode for the Daily Dose of Vitamin D3. I'm doing that live tomorrow. And then Monday, I'll be wrapping it up, right? And letting you know what the next steps are and kind of where I'm headed after this. And, just if you want to know more about where I'm going, where I'm headed, what I'm doing, and you want to keep up with what's going on with me and my little world over here in my corner of the YouTube universe, then of course tap in and keep tabs with me. Okay. I'll be announcing a lot of that in my videos. I'll be announcing that on my community tab. So like I said, just stay tuned, right? And in touch. I would appreciate it. All right. So you don't really have any favorite colors, always change with the mood. Oh, I love that too. I have a couple of favorite colors, right? But I'm with you. I'm one of those people, as you can see, like I match my makeup in my, I kind of coordinate what I'm wearing with my polish and what I'm wearing as far as my clothing and what my hair is doing that day. Like it's a whole vibe. So I kind of go with the flow of, like, you don't notice I wear purple all the time, right? I might feel like throwing on a little red. I might feel on throwing a little yellow and brighten it up the day. Just really depends on my vibe and mood. So I'm all about the entire color of rainbows, okay? Or the entire rainbow colors. So let's see. Yes, ma'am. Love seeing your gorgeous face and the bright smile. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love it on you. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So I don't think I have any more important announcements that can't wait, which I'll be announcing anyway on Monday. Other than the virtual event, that's the main thing I want to make sure I keep putting out there. That this is the final week this is important to know, by the way, right? We got to remember that we are ending Q1. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? We just said Happy New Year 2025, and we are already going into the second quarter of this new year. It is crazy, wild, mad, crazy, right? So We're coming to a close for Q1. We are coming to the end of the month for Women's History Month. So my goodness, time is ticking. So that's why we got to make these money moves, y'all. Okay. That's why I keep doing these. I keep showing up, giving you the vitamin D3 that you need, having these deeper dive discussions so that you're getting the supplement you need to not only brighten your day and bring positivity to it, but also for you to have what, to be able to supplement where it is you're deficient, right? Which is the whole point of why people take vitamin D3. So that's in case, I've had people ask me what this is about, and I did a live stream on it to explain what that is actually, why I'm doing these live stream shows. So you can go back and watch that. But just a very quick kind of recap on that is basically to be the sunshine in your day, because that's what one of the benefits of vitamin D3. The sun is a natural source of it. Sometimes we don't get enough of it, so we need to take a supplement, right? If we are dietary deficient because of dietary constraints or restrictions or what have you, or we're not getting enough sunshine, or whatever are the reasons, right? That's what I'm showing up for. But it's also a play on words, and who better to deliver a dose of any kind of medication or vitamin than yours truly, because my background is in nursing, right? In healthcare. So, and then D3, although it is a real thing, vitamin D3, it's a play on words, as I was saying, deeper dive discussions, 3Ds. Instead of saying 3Ds, I said D3. So that's where that came from, okay, in short. Anyways, if you want to get familiar with the whole thing, I did a live stream on that. I think it was like a walk and talk video on one of my Wellness and Wealth Building Wednesdays. So always go back and feel free to watch any of my replays. But that's my time, y'all, okay? It's going on noon here, and I have to take a break before I get on. I actually had a couple of cancellations today, so I'm so thankful actually, because that freed up some of my space on my calendar. So I've got other things that I'm working on, and I can just focus on those things. So I'll be putting my time and energy into those projects, and I will be catching up with you tomorrow and catching you up on everything that I have going forward on Monday. So be sure to stay tuned, okay? You don't want to miss out on any of my daily dose of vitamin D3 episodes. That's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends. As always, and until next time, you know how we do it. I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. I need some vitamin to see you better. All right, that's funny. All right, love you, ladies. See you again soon. All right, see you again soon, Trap My Ride. Talk to you later. Have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone. Bye for now.